Welcome in, I'm Zac Robinson. Today we're talking about Patrick Mahomes and Jared Goff and the Chiefs and Rams' explosive passing attacks, the two best passing attacks in the NFL through the first 10 weeks of the season. These two meet on Monday Night Football. Should be a lot of fun to watch, but you look at these two by the numbers. They're first and second in passing yards. They're first and third in both big-time throws and deep ball passing yards, making a ton of plays down the field. Then they're first and second in yards outside the pocket. We've seen Patrick Mahomes outside the pocket a ton. Jared Goff is actually second with yards outside the pocket, so he's making his plays. While it might be more in structure and on design rollouts, still making a lot of plays outside the pocket. We're going to take an in-depth X and O look at just how these teams are doing it, how Mahomes and Goff have had so much success this season through the play-action passing game, through their drop-back game, and then we're going to see them making some plays outside of structure. A large part of this Chiefs passing attack is built off the quick game. They've run the most RPOs in the NFL, and 25% of Patrick Mahomes' yards have come on quick game concepts. We're talking slants, flats, quick outs, those types of things, which is exactly what we're going to see right here. They're going to go ahead and motion out Tyreek Hill. Now they've got a great indicator. They got man-to-man coverage, and this is going to come down to Patrick Mahomes reading one guy. He's going to read Josie Jewell, the middle linebacker. He's going to come downhill. He's going to have a great window for this slant. Let's go ahead and run the clip. We see Mahomes come off this action. He is so good underneath and getting the ball out of his hands, such a quick twitch guy that all this stuff is so easy for him on quick game, but the rest is up to Tyreek Hill, so a big part of that is the quick game. Then you look at the next part of it, they have a very good misdirection play action game to get shots down the field, and we're going to see a good clip right here with Tyreek Hill is going to come in motion. They're going to flood this side of the zone, really have 4 eligibles, while the Jaguars get caught with a weak side blitz, ultimately going to get this ball to Travis Kelce. But let's go ahead and run this clip here. So we're going to see Tyreek Hill come in motion on this jet motion. He's going to have a ton of options that end up open on this play. We got Ware down the seam, but ultimately Travis Kelce creates the separation on a linebacker. Great matchup, the most shotgun play actions in the NFL. But then when they do go under center, they're taking shots. They love the deep play action game under center, which is what we're going to see right here. They're going to have Travis Kelce kind of on a sit route, try to get the coverage to hold down right here. We've got Tyreek Hill screaming across the field. He's going to have all this space to work with on a safety. But let's go ahead and run this clip and see exactly how this thing shakes out. They're going to have great protection on this play. First of all, we're going to see Tyreek Hill get across the field with a ton of space to work, steps up in the pocket, and you've got a lot of areas to throw this football to Tyreek Hill, and the rest is up to him. So when they do go under center, they love taking play action deep shots down the field. They got a great RPO game. They got a great shotgun deep passing attack, and then the under center attack. So it is a lot for a defense to handle. The Rams' play action passing attack is all about getting vertical shots down the field. They love to bunch up receivers, use jet motion, a lot of misdirection, all to get a vertical stretch and really cause these defenses to stretch out some of these zones and open up a lot of passing windows for Jared Goff. But we're going to see kind of everything all into one on these 3 clips. First, they're going to start off with Todd Gurley out wide. They're going to motion back in. We knew a linebacker was not out here, so now he knows it's zone coverage. He's going to come up. He's going to alert the play. We're going to ultimately see something the Rams love to throw, and that is the play action deep cross. They've been absolutely deadly all season on it. They average hitting over one of these per game, but we're going to have Cooper Kupp get into this void on the deep cross. We're going to have some jet motion, outside zone play action, a ton for the defense to look at. Let's go ahead and run this clip. We see him alert the play. They know they have zone coverage here, and we're going to see Robert Woods come on this jet sweep motion, which they use more than anybody in the NFL. Great outside zone fake. And then we got a big, huge void on the back end coverage-wise for Cooper Kupp to take advantage of. But that's just one of the areas they love to do it is the deep cross. Then they come back against Seattle a few weeks later. And Seattle has been told all week, we've got to stop the play-action deep cross. What do the Rams do? They come out with this great design. Same exact look. We have Robert Woods, same jet motion, ultimately to get this sit route right here by Brandon Cooks. Let's go ahead and run this clip and see exactly what KJ Wright's thinking. He's thinking, all right, I got this deep cross covered, and bang, they sit it down right behind his ear. Brandon Cooks runs a great vertical route, sits it down right in front of the corner, but this is a great shot exactly what's going on here. We're going to see KJ Wright. He says, hey, I've got this deep cross covered. Boom. Next thing you know, Goff's delivering this thing right off of his ear. So this play action passing attack is very hard to stop because One thing might look like the exact same thing they did previous weeks. And then they come back, and then they also have these vertical routes that they run with Brandon Cooks isolation, where he's selling the crosser and ultimately coming out of this thing on a deep angle route. But let's go ahead and run this clip. We're going to see Cooks sell this vertical like he's getting across the field, go across face on Ahkello Witherspoon, runs a great route. But Jared Goff is making some tight throws on these play-action passes. That's been a big reason why the Rams have the #1 play-action passing game in the NFL. Next area we're going to look at is the drop-back pass game from the Chiefs, where 44% of Patrick Mahomes' yards have come from this season. We're going to see they love to spread the field horizontally to get vertical creases down the seams, especially. We're going to see that right here. They're going to shift into this, ultimately to get Travis Kelce in the slot. A lot of communication on the back end for the Steelers. They don't quite get what they want, and Patrick Mahomes is going to take advantage of that with Travis Kelce screaming down the seams. Again, they love spreading the field in empty formations to get some of these creases in the zone. This next shot is against the Cardinals. They're going to do the exact same thing. Motion Kareem Hunt out of the backfield. We know since a linebacker didn't go out, we've got some sort of zone coverage. So we've got Tyreek Hill in the slot on a matchup. We're going to love, again, screaming down the seams. Let's go ahead and run this clip. The Cardinals, they've got a blitz called. Don't quite get it communicated to get the blitz off. Ultimately, we've got Tyreek Hill screaming down the seam and a perfect throw from Patrick Mahomes. So you play zone coverage, they're going to beat you down the seams, especially in empty and spread sets. And then you come out and you say, we're tired of that. We want to play man-to-man coverage. We've got Kareem Hunt. He motions out. Now we got a linebacker. We know we've got man-to-man. We got Tyreek Hill, one-on-one in-man coverage. Cannot be stopped. Let's go ahead and run this clip. We got a safety leaning to the top side. I'm not exactly sure why he should be shading over here to Tyreek Hill. Nonetheless, Patrick Mahomes is going to eye him up and then deliver another perfect shot down the field. So whether you're playing zone coverage, whether you're playing man-to-man, they got matchups all across the board that they like, and Patrick Mahomes is going to take advantage of it. On the other side, the Rams' drop-back pass game looks entirely different than the Chiefs. We saw the Chiefs like to spread you out to get vertical creases and up the seams. The Rams, they like to bunch you up to get high lows, whether they're targeting the outside or these interior defenders. Jared Goff's got 46% of his yards are off of these drop-back pass concepts. A lot of them high lows like this one, where they're going to put this defender in conflict with a wrap concept. We're going to have a sit route, ultimately with a dig over the top, putting this defender in conflict. Let's go ahead and run the clip. Jared Goff's going to come off of this and bang. That's a tight window throw to Josh Reynolds for the touchdown. So these high-low concepts and they're targeting interior defenders are tough to deal with because of Jared Goff's ability to see the middle of the field. And then this next one, we're going to see them play with tempo, ultimately to put the corner in conflict on a high-low concept. Let's go ahead and run the clip. We're going to have a quick out, and we're going to have a corner route up top. Defense can't quite get set. They love to play with tempo, even in the drop-back pass game. I think this was just a 2nd and 8 call that they ultimately drop in there in the drop-back pass game. And then this last clip, probably Jared Goff's best throw of the entire season. We're going to see 2 high-low concepts. They got a high-low concept up here. They're going to run a quick out and a corner. And then we're also going to have that sit-dig combination that we saw in that first play. Let's go ahead and run the clip. Ultimately, Jared Goff likes the matchup up top. He takes this shot, somehow squeezes it in there. Fortunately, there's a drop. Jared Goff's best throw of the season on that throw. So he's making tight window throws on these high-low concepts, whether they're targeting the outside or the interior part of the defense. Last part of these guys' game we're going to talk about is their play outside the pocket. Patrick Mahomes is your leader in yards outside the pocket. Surprisingly, number 2 is Jared Goff in terms of yards outside the pocket this season through 10 weeks. But they do it obviously in different styles. Patrick Mahomes kind of more outside the structure, where Jared Goff more in structure on some of their design bootlegs. But this just comes down to Patrick Mahomes making a play outside the structure of the offense, somehow is able to spot up Travis Kelce at the top of the screen here. The end zone shot on how he's able to get some of these throws off is pretty incredible. I would not recommend trying this at home. I've tried it a couple times myself. It did not exactly work out this way, but we see him escape the pocket. Somehow, vision-wise, is able to spot up Travis Kelce and get this throw off across his body. He's done it time and time again. Most big-time throws outside the pocket. And then Jared Goff, they love to move the pocket in the bootleg game. We're going to see Todd Gurley come in motion, and Goff's going to get out on the move and ultimately make one of his best throws of the year to Cooper Kupp in the back of the end zone. between two defenders. Just a great throw. If he can continue to make these throws outside the pocket and the design bootleg, just makes that offense more dangerous. But this end zone shot, we're going to see just the ball placement that he's able to put this football. But we get the jet motion. We got a lot of misdirection, ultimately to get Cooper Kupp on his second read in the back of the end zone. And a perfect throw from Jared Goff. So he's been great outside the pocket, doing it in a different style than Patrick Mahomes. But that's your breakdown. Patrick Mahomes and Jared Goff. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch these guys on Monday Night Football. Make sure you check out the rest of our YouTube channel. To get premium stats, go to ProFootballFocus.com.